What is that which is going to be critical tonight? Yes, guys, we are live. FC RAMSAY is live, and here we are for the watch along of VFB Stuttgart against the likes of Record Mister. Oh my god, that is 4 lakh members across the globe. I mean, the highest ever which a club has gained in the terms of football, which we are talking about, and that is something big which Bayern and 125 years since 1900 and so many updates were there on the social media platforms of Bayern Munich. They were all being looking so good, and this is a good completion. I mean, Vincent Company on this stage staying at the top of the Bundesliga table. If you talk about, I mean, Bayern players have got so much of relaxation this week. I mean, amongst those celebrations which they were having, then also they're having this Bundesliga game, as well as there are those Champions League matches. Oh my god, there is also a vote section which has been pinned that whether it is going to be the win for 125 years record Mister. Is it going to be D Rotten VFB Stuttgart? This game is going to be a draw, or is there something else? The vote section has been pinned on the chat, and do give your votes on the chat section which has been opened just now. Apart from that, if we talk about, I mean, the links, if you want, yes, we have got those as well. Yes, the different links for the social media platform where you can get those cheeky picky links are also available there, and it has been given there on the chat section just right now. You can check those as well. So yes, back to where we were talking. I mean, look at this Bundesliga table. Stuttgart and Bayern, which they are going to face. Bayern at the top. My God, 4 lakh members with top in the Bundesliga. This will be a huge milestone. 125th year and getting the Bundesliga back to where it belongs. Definitely, the great giant Bavarians are proud of because they are 8 points ahead of Leverkusen. And this month, I mean, the month of February, the Bayern matches which were going on, it was huge because there were the likes of Bayern going one-on-one against the likes of Frankfurt. It was the likes of the Champions League against Celtic. It was against Leverkusen, the second leg in the Bundesliga. It was Werder Bremen. I mean, this Valentine's month, Bayern is under tremendous pressure. The muscle memory of the players are definitely going to be proving critical. And amongst all of this, we have got the lineups of Bayern as well. Looking at this, this is what Bayern is going on for today, because in the midfield, the absence of Joshua Kimmich not available because Vincent Company is sticking to the same team time and again, and it is proving bit clinical, not in favor of Bayern with those injuries. This is the first time in the season where Bayern has got all those defenders back in the squad. They are there to be kept in the starting lineup. Then also, Upamecano is totally not fit and he has been given those rests as well. Hiroki Ito, Stanisic, all are there, but Kim Min-jae is that player Vincent Company is consistently sticking to, and on the other hand, Eric Dyer hasn't been given those starting lineups. I mean, the first lineup in the squad which he is having, he has not been given those chances. And Kimmich, Joshua Kimmich, who is supposed to be the next captain for the Bavarians, for the record Mister, is in talks of not getting those contract extensions because the Bayern management has felt that he hasn't accepted those offers which they have given to him. And to be at Bayern, you have to stick to those. If you are not paying heed to those, because it is the likes of Musiala who has got those contract extensions, it is the likes of Davis who has got that. Mathis Tell has been given on loan to Tottenham, the Spurs. But Gnabry, Coman, what is going to be about them? Joshua Kimmich, he is definitely going to get it. He is in the Nagelsmann's eyes also in the Demon Shaft, in the nationals for the German football. I mean, the DFB is having a good praise of him as well, and I don't think that he is going to make any sort of damages to that reputation, and he will generally get those contract offers signed with him. He will come back soon, and he is on an injury. But the next game which Bayern will be playing, it is against the likes of Leverkusen, two legs in the Champions League. But talk about against Leverkusen, Bayern hasn't got a single win out of the last 5 games. It is Leverkusen who has got those 2 wins, and it is Bayern who has got those 3 draws. But not a win for Bayern. Vincent Company is talking too good in the Bundesliga in terms of the numbers which we are having, but against Leverkusen, it is not happening still, and Bayern will be too glad if they get it past because Thomas Muller has posted on his social media platforms, and you know what it happens when legend Thomas posts such things on his social media platform. Bayern gets those wins. Is that going to happen this year as well? Because to talk about Thomas Muller, it is the likes of Rummenigge. He has been on those talking terms with Muller to get those contract extensions for the next year as well. Because what is going to be for Harry Kane as well? Harry Kane is still there. So from this was the Bayern news which we're having, but not much of that significance apart from those 125 years of celebration for Bayern. There are some sort of contracts to be signed in the summers is also on the hunt. Bayern is going for those hunts in the summers. That is definitely be the watch. What is that going to be? Time will reveal what is in store for Bayern. And in the starting lineups, it is again the same squad which Vincent Company is picking up time and again. No denying the fact. Number 9, Harry Kane, back from the injuries. I mean, he was not given that chance in the fixtures which Bayern was having in the previous one, where they were facing the likes of Frankfurt. They won it by 4-0. But then also, Vincent Company brought Harry Kane into the squad in the substitutions. He didn't give him those rest. Harry Kane is the man. He is playing for those 90 minutes plus stoppage time in all the matches which Bayern is playing. I mean, Bayern is playing the DFB Pokal. They have got those exits in the Bundesliga. It is the likes of the Audi Cup. It is the likes of the Champions League, and it is like it will be likes of the Super Cup as well. But Harry Kane is not getting those rest. Can you deny that? In the previous season, Thomas Tuchel, he has got also those complaints that Harry Kane was having some sort of back pain. I mean, on the last quarterfinals, semi-finals of the Champions League, and Harry Kane was forced to call off the bench. But again, it is Vincent Company sticking to Harry Kane. My goodness, my goodness. It is Olise again on the right wing, Sane again picking up the first lineup, but Coman was the man which Vincent Company was picking up in the starting of the season because it was the likes of Sane who was in under injuries. But now again, Sane has been picked up, and to talk about Harry Kane, he has been getting those goals. But Leroy Sane, he has got just only those 6 goals this season. Yes, it is 6 goals and 3 assists out of those 19 matches, and 10 of the matches he has started. He has got those big numbers. We need those scoring sheets to be happening at least 8, 9, or maybe touching 10. Musiala again, I mean, from the start of the season, he has got those big numbers 20 matches played, 11. He has scored 2 assists as well, but it is this new year we have where he has just got 1 goal. My goodness, the forwards of Bayern are not talking the same which they were doing in the first half of the season. The second half of the season, they are lacking. It is Goretzka available due to the lack of presence of Kimmich into these injuries. Is in the starting lineups. Goretzka in the mid pitch. Palina has been given the starting lineup. I am liking this. I am liking this. Palina has to be kept and Palina has to be implemented. He has been under injuries this season after those signings, but he hasn't been making those impressive games on his back. And apart from that, it is The likes of Kim and Dyer on the center backs. Dyer is also not getting those starting lineups, but this is the time. I mean, Upamecano is back from the injuries, but not maybe perfectly fit, but he is available on the lineups. But again, it is Lam on the right backs. My goodness, when is Stanisic, when it is the likes of Hiroki Ito going to make those presents, and on the left backs again, it is Davis. My goodness, that was the starting lineup of Bayern. But to talk about the starting lineup for Stuttgart, this is what they have. Waldemar is the man with the number 11. He will be doing those damages. Dennis Undav, the experienced man on the striking positions. Angelo Stiller and Karaza, their captain. Stiller is the man. He is on a loan at VFB Stuttgart, and I mean, not on a loan. I mean, he was the man who was from the Bayern Academy, but Bayern forced him to sell to Hoffenheim, and from Hoffenheim, he is now at Stuttgart. He is making his appearances consistent for Stuttgart. And to talk about him, he has got those 70 games. He has been consistent. Angelo Stiller is the man. He is looking consistent on the defensive mid pitch. Karaza, it is the likes of again, guys, Furik. This man to talk about, he was from the Cologne, Borussia Dortmund, and at Stuttgart. But Chris Furik is the man who was having those impressive statements for the Demon Shaft under Nagelsmann. Mittelstadt is the left back who is making those appearances for Stuttgart, Chabot, and Jeltz, as well as the likes of Wagnerman. But leveling is also that. I mean, he is 24 years of age, number 18. He is also going to make those impressive. So Bayern has to protect the rights of Waldemar, Undav, Leveling, Stiller, and Furyk with those attacks. Mittelstadt as well as Wagnerman will be seen making those impressive runs on the wings as well. Nubel is the man, Alexander Nubel. He is on the goalkeeping positions, but from Bayern to Stuttgart, will Alexander Nubel be the next man? Because Bayern on their goalkeeping positions, if we go back to the lineups for Bayern, I mean, they have got the signings of Jonas Urdig and their goalkeeper Daniel Peretz, that Israel man. How is that going to be? How is that going to be? Is Vincent Company making the team impressive? It is that the numbers which he is talking, because just looking back at the previous fixture where Bayern met Stuttgart, it was the likes of 4-0, the score line. It was Harry Kane getting those, I mean, hat tricks. None of them were penalties to mind to that. Kingsley Coman also got those scorings on late 90th minutes. That was the score line when Bayern faced Stuttgart in the previous, I mean, in the first leg at home of Bayern at the Allianz, 19th of October, that was a total of 22 shots. Bayern were dominant because from the start of the season, Bayern had been playing those good, 10 on target, good possession, many passes being made, pass accuracy was decent. And apart from that, look at the lineup in the previous leg, which Vincent Company got with Bayern. It was the likes of Manuel Neuer, Upamecano, and Kim. It was Davis and it was Guerrero on the right backs. But this time it has been Pink Lammer. Joshua Kimmich and Pavlovic were the man. But for today's lineup, to be precise about it, it is only the likes of Palhina and Goretzka. Oh my god, Pavlovic hasn't been picked. Pavlovic hasn't been picked. Vincent Company in the start of the season went for Guerrero on the right backs and Pavlovic in the mid pitch. Joshua Kimmich was there, he is absent, but it is the likes of Goretzka, it is the likes of Lama, and it is the likes of Dyer. There are four, I mean, particular changes. Olise, Thomas Muller, and Harry Kane were there, but it is now Jamal Musiala. I mean, Thomas Muller was picked because at that time, Musiala was the man in some sort of minor injuries to him, and it was Gnabry. There are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 changes. The previous leg, it was 4-0 with this lineup. And for today's game, oh my god, what is that going to be? Because it is those 7 changes. And Bayern, to talk about the stats, have won those big games in their numbers. But these 7 changes Vincent Company has made. Guerrero, Lima on the right backs. This is the change we has made. Upamecano, not there. It is Derek Dyer. Goretzka and Pelina. It was Kimmich and Pavlovic. I mean, the whole of the defensive lineup is looking like a big change. And can Vincent Company's men adapt that? As well as on the wings, it was Gnabry, but now it is Sane. And in the mid pitch, it was Thomas Muller. I mean, Thomas Muller hasn't been given those big chances this new year. Why Vincent Company is doing that? I'm out of my mind. I'm not being able to know. And now it is Musiala. What is that going to be? We had a detailed analysis of the lineups, but to talk about the previous lineup for Stuttgart, it was Demirovic the man, it was Leveling, Undav, and Rieder. So yes, it has been those changes which has been made, and Sebastian Hoeneß has also gone for few changes to his squad. It is the injury laden fixtures, I mean, the long fixtures of the Champions League, which is causing that. I mean, this was the previous years, previous seasons, previous leg lineup. And for today, the lineups for Bayern, it is looking a bit rigid in the mid pitch. Can the mid pitch handle that? Or it is the Sebastian Hoeneß man will get those big wins. And yes, those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the chat section. And with the lineups of Bayern on over here, can we get those wins? It is those votes which you have to give on the voting section. It is those 125 years Bayern will get those wins with those 4 lakh members. And is it the likes of D. Rotten and Stuttgart, or that is going to be a draw? And if you have anything else to say, give your opinions on the comment section. The chat section has been, I mean, that voting section has been pinned on the chat. Give your votes on that. And the game has started. Game has begun, and there is some sort of Stuttgart are not looking relaxed. They are talking those numbers. Stuttgart are talking those numbers. They are not looking that relaxed. But Bayern, with those 7 changes from the previous leg against Stuttgart, will they make those damages? Will they make those damages? Is it that going to happen? Look at Mittelstadt. Look at Mittelstadt, how he is getting those positions so good. And yes, if you had a miss of the starting lineups to talk about, Bayern staying at the top, but to talk about the likes of Stuttgart with this lineup, are they sufficient enough to go for those attacks? With the likes of Leveling, Ryder is not the man. He has been not chosen in the starting lineup. Undav has that ball. He passes that to Furi. Oh my god, inside the box. That is looking like a cross coming in. A deflection that is from Olise inside the box. Safe into the legs of Goretzka. Look at that. Goretzka was not even dropping deep. It is Olise who has got those pass to Musiala on the right wings. Back to Musiala, but no. Harry Kane has that shot. Oh my god. This is looking good. This is looking good. Harry Kane getting those shots. It is looking good. I want that. I really want that, because to talk about, I mean, those outside the box shots where Harry Kane has to get those numbers talking him, that is something which is the need of the hour, because most of the times Harry Kane hasn't been seen making those runs. He is not of that kind to make it to happen as a goal poacher. He stays those deep lying positions, but no, not being denied. He takes that shot, it looks good. Oh my god, look at Manuel Neuer. That corner got some sort of clearances, but Manuel Neuer, he is so high up on the pitch, and he picks Musiala on the left wing so good. Lofted pass from Manuel Neuer. Is Manuel Neuer going to be back with those big forms? Dyer gets that. Goretzka is staying on the center backs. It is likes of Lama who is making those runs, but Olise gets that to Lama good. But Lama is not getting those positions. Lama is not getting those positions. Not looking that much happening from Lama time and again. You can't deny that. It is not happening from Lima time and again. And those of you who had a miss of the starting lineups, here it is the lineup for Bayern. And if you have a watch of it, do tell me. I can change that lineup to the likes of Stuttgart as well. And if you have to watch the lineups of Stuttgart as well on this screen, it is the Stuttgart lineup which is now looking good under Sebastian Hoeneß. Bayern are deep down on their defensive half in just 4.5 minutes. That is not which Bayern does most of the times. This was not the story of the first leg as well. This was not the story of the first leg as well, because in the first leg of the Bundesliga, Stuttgart and Bayern, it was the goal which came in. To be precise, just look at that. Just look at the stats of the previous leg. Oh my god. It was that first goal on the second half, 57 minutes, which Bayern got. Bayern got the first goal. I mean, they won it by 4-0 on the score lines in the first leg, but it was that first goal which came on the 57th minute, second one on the 68th, third one was 80th minute. Oh my god, that is inside the box. Some sort of opportunities looking incoming for Stuttgart. But Manuel Neuer gets that save into his hand. Look at that. Alexander Nobel. Oh my goodness. Davis was not dropping in. It was Sane who was dropping deep for those defenses. My goodness. Sane and Davis both have so much of speed, but Davis wasn't dropping in for those defensive tackles. But Manuel Neuer, no worries, he got that into his hand safe. But Stuttgart has got those shots. Stuttgart has, I mean, which what we were talking is, it was the likes of Bayern getting those 4 goals. Harry Kane got those hat tricks as well, but Kingsley Coman getting those on 90 minutes. It was the first goal which Bayern got on those 57 minutes. This was the stats of the previous fixtures, I mean in the first leg, but it was at the Allianz. This is now at the MHP Arena. The stats for this is now one shot from both Stuttgart as well as Bayern. Will Stuttgart get those redemptions of 4 goals in the first leg and force Bayern to get those drop down in the points in the Bundesliga table? Will that add to some favor for the Leverkusen? That is the vote which we are having. And yes, we have got that vote, 125 years Bayern, and those who has voted for that 125 years of Bayern, do give your name on the contacts. We will be getting those draws as well for the lucky winners of the month, where the 125th kit for the Bayern will be those giveaways which we will be conducting. And yes, give your comments as well so that we can get those draws for the 125th anniversary jersey kit of Bayern for the giveaways to happen. It is Olise one-on-one against Stiller. Stiller is the man. He is marking. Olise is so good. Olise is the man. He is marking. I mean, Stiller is the man. He is marking. Olise is so good. I mean, this is the lineup. If you have missed that, we're talking about so far in this game. It will be good to watch the likes of Undav, or it is mostly the likes of Leveling against Davis. And on the other hand, from Stuttgart, it will be the likes of Voltemat or Furik coming one-on-one against Lima. That is the thing which we have to make it look good. Middle stat, Stiller. That is a free kick. Kim getting those header deflections. Good one. Gets Musiala. Musiala is the sole man. But what has happened to Bayern? None of them are getting those. Vincent Kompany is looking, changes his some of the aspects. Leroy Sané inside the box. But the numbers are not talking. The numbers are not talking. Vincent Kompany in the first half of the season was seen most of the times from the sidelines shouting that count the numbers, count the numbers, count the numbers, big boys. But the gameplay which Bayern are now having is they are not going for those numbers. Is it that preparation which they are having against Leverkusen? Is it that preparation which they are having for the game against Leverkusen? Palina gets that, but that pass to Harry Kane wasn't that good. Palina is making those apologies to Harry Kane as well on the pitch. That is bad. That is bad. That is looking bad. Palina made that pass wrong for Harry Kane, but in the pitch itself, he has been seen making those gesticulations to Harry Kane for that missed pass. Oh my god. Is Palina not in that form to be talking about? Is Palina not the man in form which we are talking about? Palina is high up on the pitch. Leveling is getting those spaces. He is up against Davis now, but Minje Kim gets that deflection. Oh my god. Palina is looking disastrous. Oh my god. Davis finally wins that. Palina not looking impressive. Palina not looking impressive. Will that be a handball for Davis? With that tackle, his hand got a touch with the ball. No cards being given, but a free kick has been awarded to Stuttgart. Stuttgart is getting those free kicks. This is their second free kick, but bit wide of the box. Will they go for those headers? Will they go for those headers? And in the timeline, what a celebration that is. I mean, general view of Stuttgart fans with those players on the pitch, in the stands. Stuttgart players and Bayern Munich players walk into the pitch before the match. That was something which was looking a Bundesliga typical game to be happening. That is a cross which has been made, had a chance that is, but denied. No one was there from Stuttgart to get a clinical touch to it. It was to the far post. That was definitely a good cross. The flags are raised and it is offside. So definitely a goal kick for Neuer. Yes, that was definitely offside. That was definitely offside. The flags are raised and it has been taken good enough. Police on the right wings. Lima is already high up on the pitch. Back passes that to Lima. Lima is that man. He is pressing it high up to not get those counters as well to be happening from Stuttgart. But Stuttgart, are they going for those counters? I don't think so. Harry Kane gets that to Lima. Goretzka Polina is the man staying on the mid pitch, but look at that positioning from Polina. I mean, do you guys think that Polina is not having that what is happening at the Allianz? He is not having that clue that what the game is going to be in which direction. I mean, look at that positioning which Polina is having on the pitch. My goodness, that is a sad, big saddening news because Joshua Kimmich not being available, Polina not looking that rigid, that rock solid man on the mid pitch. Flags are raised again. Flags are raised again. It is that tackle which leveling got. I mean, Jels, the man, he got those tackles. Leroy Sané just had a step over on his boots, but the flags were raised already. Harry Kane, it is Polina, it is Musiala, the numbers talking on the front part of the pitch. But I think there is some sort of miscommunication between the Bayern players and Palina, because Palina hasn't been seen getting those aligned movements on the mid part of the pitch, whereas he loves to be high on the pitch. That is what is happening from his end whenever he is playing on those first starting lineup. Whenever he comes onto the pitch, he loves to be high on those numbers counting and make those aggressive destroyer movements. But it is rather the likes of Goretzka who is staying deep down on the pitch. It is another corner which Stuttgart is boasting of. It is another corner which Stuttgart is boasting of. A short one taken onto the far post with that back pass. Cross. Oh my god. That wasn't that big to get a goal out of it, but no way that was a threat, neither to Manuel Neuer as well. Most of the possession which Stuttgart is looking to enjoy in this game. Some sort of communication errors are also happening on the center back lineup as well. Eric Dyer and Kim Min-jae staying too wide, as well as none of the mid pitch, neither the likes of Palhina nor the likes of Goretzka are dropping down. Kim passes that to Palhina. What a rusty pass which Min-jae is trying to do on the inside the box. Goes for Harry Kane, safe. Goretzka again gets to Davis. Sane gets Musiala. Harry Kane, build up looking good. Olise has got the ball inside the box. Will he take that shot? But straight into the hands of Nobel. That was something clinical to be achieving. Boy, that was something clinical to be achieving. That was the big opportunity. You could have at least got the position and given some sort of back passes rather than going for those first time shots. Boy, get it big. Musiala is talking to the referee. He is not looking satisfied with the decisions which has been made. He is looking for some sort of fouls. This time it is Goretzka and Palina. Look at them from the mid pitch. Both of them are trying to count the numbers. But on those retracing, will that happen? Harry Kane gets for Musiala. Interception from Stuttgart. It is not those wide moments which Bayern is looking for. Mostly those counters which they are going to make so far in just 17 minutes of the watch. They are happening to be making those counters from the mid part. They are not going it wide enough. That is inside the box again. Stuttgart are making their moves time and again inside the box. They are opening the defensive lineup and cutting it, piercing it, and getting into the box time and again. I mean, Vincent Company, talking about him, he is expecting something much big and cinematic from the likes of Lima on the pitch. Vincent Company is expecting something very big and cinematic from the likes of Lima on the pitch. And yes, those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the chat section. Manuel Neuer saves that. A touch to it, but not a grape. Kim Min-jae gets that. Clearance is good at least. Stuttgart is looking impressive. They are making those runs in the first leg as well. They were looking impressive, but Bayern got those goals. On those, that is a shot being taken. Oh my goodness. Bayern are looking bit disastrous inside the box as well as from the mid pitch. Bit complicated way Vincent Company is going for with this squad. I mean, he has just complicated the things big time. But Police, with those shots being taken as well, he got those opportunities. He is also not looking to the best of his forms. Harry Kane changes the wings, goes for Sane, but a wide pass. I mean, it is those Paulaner beer which the Bayern players have consumed much in those 125 years of celebration, and they are looking out of their mind making those passes. None of the passes are looking happening for Bayern in this game. What has happened wrong to those passes which has been making pass accuracy? Look at that. It is 87% pass accuracy. My goodness. I mean, that is 5 minutes delay into those stats, but it is less than that. Whereas Stuttgart has made more passes so far. Manuel Neuer goes for Palhina staying on those center backs. That fluidity in the position which they're having. Whereas Sane not even being able to win a single tackle. None of his nutmegs are really proving good. Stuttgart gets that to Nobel. Nobel with that long kick. Dyer with those interceptions. Goretzka now dropping down. Lima, Olise, both are down. To the far post, Davis gets that clearance, but at the cost of a corner incoming. Look at that. It is the corners which Stuttgart has already got two. This is their third corner which is coming on. Ho, ho, ho. Big one, big one. That is a big one. Stuttgart are looking impressive in the first leg as well. They were looking impressive, but Bayern got those 4 goals. Still going to take that. He gets his left footer. Undaf tries to take that shot to the first post. Men, Bavarians are there to block that post. Looking good. I think the long fixtures of the Champions League is forcing, Bayern to talk about in the squad. Just look at it, the number of players which they are having. To talk about it, it is those 11 players on the pitch, and it is those rest 9 to 10 players who are there on those substitutions. 9 players to be talking about. It is Musiala who has got that pass. Oh my god, that was a drunken shot from Musiala. That shot from Musiala, it was looking like a drunken man on the pitch. Oh my god. Teresane got that pass to Musiala. Good. My goodness. Musiala had no control of that ball. Look at it. He just didn't even go for those touches rather than getting those first time shots. Davis is just getting those angry moments with those misses which Musiala had. Paul Vanna beer, that thing is causing those big happenings. It is those drunken moments which is looking quite evident that Bayern has enjoyed that 125 years of celebration. Too big, and for today on the pitch, not getting those moves, not getting those moves. So far, so not so good from Bayern at the MHP Arena. Again, it is Undav inside the box. Gets that shot, but not clinically into it. I think Kim Min-jae has got a touch. It is another corner. Oh my god. Stuttgart are taking those advantages of those drunken monastery pieces which Bayern is having on the pitch today. 125 years of celebration and shots being taken like that is really taking a toll out of my mind. That is really taking a toll out of my mind. That is again inside the box, a cross coming in. My goodness. Stuttgart are making those passes happening looking good, but they are not getting those clinical movements inside the box. Neither from the likes of Wagnoman, neither from the likes of Stiller, Voltemat, Undav, not making those impressive ones. Neuer gets for Palhina. Palhina is not looking in that good position. I mean, to talk about Palhina, he hasn't yet suited to the lineup. Vincent Company is not even giving those stress for Palhina. Is Palhina not the future to be kept on the defensive midfield? That ball recovery time which Bayern is boasting, not to be boasting about, is 25 seconds. Whereas in this season, Bayern has recovered those possession of the ball in 12 seconds on an average time. It is double the time which they are taking. It is that hangover of those celebrations. It is looking they are. Manuel Neuer goes for those on the right wings, but the ball is off. The ball is off for a throw. Oh my god. 25 minutes on the watch. Still goalless. Will that be the another Bundesliga game for Bayern where they are not going to get those shots on target? The game against the likes of Frankfurt, they won it by 4-0. In the previous fixtures for Bayern, it was Olise, Ito, Musiala, Gnabry getting those. But Gnabry got those goals in the previous match, but again Vincent Company picking up Leroy Sané. Somewhat it looks ridiculous, but on the other hand, it is those lack of form of those players. It is not making those things happening. Manuel Neuer has the position, but whom is he going to pass? No one is dropping down. He goes high for Leroy Sané, but Wagnerman is the man. Leroy Sané has got the ball inside the box. Take that shot, man. Dang. Wagnerman, the man, is marking Leroy Sané good. Sané got that move, but he wasn't able to take that shot. It took so much time to hit that, and it was the likes of Chelsea who went for those sliding tackles. Good for him. This man Chelsea, to talk about number 29 defending, 18 years of age, he is showing his true character. Finn Chelsea, 18 years, centre back, has played just 2 games from February in the month of February, he is at Stuttgart. And on his third game, he is making those impressive tackles, and he as well as the pairing of Wagnerman is man marking Leroy Sané too good. No denying the fact. The injuries are there. It is Tergiu from Stuttgart who is on an injury. The right back to be talking about, it is Al Dakil, the man from Stuttgart. The center back, he is injured as well. Oh my god, a long shot, long range shooting one that is. It was something which big leveling took that. Look at that shot being taken from leveling, but wide off the post. No worries for Neuer. Yes, Al-Dakil is the man from the centre backs who is injured. The reason why Jelst has been brought into the squad. It is also the likes of Zagadou. He is also that centre back. He is also on those injuries. Stuttgart has got those major injuries on those centre back positions. It is also the likes of Ramon, the player, the left midfield, which they have got those injuries as well as the likes of Al Bilal Toure. That man, he is also their striker. He could have been that threat. He is from Atlanta. Previously at Atlanta, but now at Stuttgart, he is also on an injury. He has got his broken ankle to be getting those healing moments. Stuttgart has also got those injuries, but Milliot, Larsen, Demirovic, Ryder, they will be making those appearances. It is the likes of Sebastian Hoeneß not picking up that first lineup for the second leg. I mean, the lineup which he was having in the first leg, as well as it is those seven changes which Vincent Company has got in those lineups for him for this leg as well. So the game is going to be big in the second half. We need those scoring numbers counting for Olise and Sane. Olise goes for those cross block. Lama getting those possession back to Sane. Olise again. I mean, how is that happening if Olise and Sane are staying so close on their defensive aspect? It is the likes of Palina, Goretzka. Are they going to get those goals inside the box? Game back passes to Neuer. Goretzka to Davis. Davis is retracing the ball with his speed. Man, Davis is also looking on hangover today. Alfonso Davis is also looking on a hangover for today and up against Leveling and Undav. He is giving away those positions. Leveling is the man. He is shining good for today. It is again Leveling against Davis, number 18 against number 19. Leveling has crossed in. He is inside the box. A shot will be taken. Oh my God. Waltemad just didn't take that shot and passed it for Undav. But Undav, man, he is lacking his form. I think Undav wasn't that ready or wasn't that expecting to get it from that pass from Leveling. It is now Bayern, Lima, Olise inside the wings. Every time you are going to get a cut in, boy, pass that, please pass it, please pass it. Stuttgart is posing a good threat, but not getting those clinical moments. And neither Palina is get. Oh my God, that shot from Undav just a few minutes back has touched the far post. It could have been a smoothie goal for him. It could have been a smoothie goal for Dennis Undav. No denying the fact. It could have been that smoothie goal for Dennis Undav. And yes, those of you who are watching this stream, give your votes on the chat section that who is going to get those wins for today, or if you have some other opinion about the polls which has been pinned over there, you can give your comments as well. And all those cheeky picky links are given on those social media platforms. The links for them are in the chat section as well as in the video description. Game passes that a slowish pass to Eric Dyer. Back to Neuer again. I mean, Bayern, are they going to take those rests? Harry Kane, what a pass that is. Oh my God. Why are there so many missed passes happening from Bayern? Those hangovers which they are having with the previous day, the 125th anniversary celebration, is it that what they are lacking for those passes? My God. Bayern is struggling in form. Bayern is really struggling in form, no denying it. It is that 50% position which they are now having, 33 minutes. Oh my God. Davis, what a header that is. A back header from Davis. Are you going for those clearances? What is that shit game you are playing over there, boy? Leroy Sané getting those tackles good. Oh my God, he has a fall on the pitch. What is that happening? All the players are looking like a drunken monkey on the pitch. Oh my god. That is a shot being taken. Angelo Stiller, the man has got that. A drunken pagoda from Bayern is happening on the pitch today at the MSP Arena. It is looking like 11 drunken men on the pitch and some sort of hangover. I think Manuel Neuer is also disgusted with the performance which the rest of the 10 players are giving on the pitch. Look at that. Leroy Sané just had a fall on the pitch and that ball was given away so cheaply. Oh my god. He went for that first post. Neither Manuel Neuer just could have saved that. The passes from Bayern not happening, not looking good on the pitch. Manuel Neuer, I mean, it is that 125 years of celebration, that party, that hangover is causing it. My goodness, that is looking so bad over here. That is looking so bad over here. Stuttgart has scored their first goal. Man, big worries, big worries for Bayern. The inconsistency in their form suddenly from the month of February, they are not getting those playback moments back. Bayern are not getting those playback moments back as well. Damn. 11 of the 11 players which has been picked in the starting lineup are looking so disgusting. All of the players are looking in that hangover moment inside the box, a shot being taken. What? The referee blows the whistle. What is that? Shit, referee Benjamin Brand. Why is he whistling that? It was a big opportunity to get a goal. What is that? Police again taking that free kick. Get that goal, boys. Takes that goal, a curl into it. Straight for Nobel. Straight for Nobel. Davis back passes that to Lima. I mean, look at that. It is Police who is dropping down. But Leroy Sané not being given those passes from the likes of Lima. Bayern players, just look at their eyes, just look at their head. They are not being able to keep their head high up on the pitch. Not getting those head high up on the pitch. Dyer, Goretzka, Lima. What is that? Look at now. Musiala is dropping down and look at that questioning from Lima. What is that shit which he is going to make those midfield presence, not even having those possession with the ball. Can't just get the position of the ball on his feet and he is trying to make those moves high up on the pitch. Holy man, bring that lame goat down to the sidelines, please. Goretzka passes that to Olise. I mean, look at that. Bayern players are looking, struggling on the pitch, making those passes. It is, they want somehow this game to end. They want this game to end somehow. 38 minutes on the watch. The stats of this game is looking big disheartening. 7 shots Stuttgart has taken by Bayern, 4 one on target, and none of them have been good enough. And but look at the passes. 183 passes only from Bayern. It is those passes which is they are just not having it good. And Palina on the mid pitch, I mean, this is just going to be the end of the season after 5 to 10 more games. which Bayern will play in their fixtures, and Palina still not getting those moments on the pitch. And 15 or 17 more matches apart from those Champions League, but still Palina with those injuries, getting those rest, not yielding that what is required on the mid part of the pitch. And he is not even looking aligned to the team. What to complain about him? It is all the 11 players who are seen making mockery of Bayern on the pitch. All of those 11 players are making mockery of Bayern in the pitch. Jets, the man from Stuttgart, has got that first yellow card. This new kid in the block on the centre backs, Gels, along with the likes of Wagnerman, he is man marking Leroy Sané so good. And Leroy Sané, look at that, he has a fall on the pitch. My goodness. Angelo Stiller with his left footer, that shot was taken. Can you believe that? Angelo Stiller is the man who is a left footer one, and he was given that opportunity to shoot. And Leroy Sané, look at his face. Look at that face of Leroy Sané on the pitch. My God. Lama goes for Dyer. Dyer crosses on the centre backs. What is the need, boy? Get those clearances. I mean, for today, I regularly complain about that man Kim Min Jae on the pitch, but for today, about Kim Min Jae, he has been looking decent, at least decent, not at least making those missed passes, not at least making those big mistakes. But it is only 40 minutes on the watch. Musiala now dropping in, making some moves, changes the wings to Lama. What is that Lama going to do? He will give away those positions so cheaply again. Passes that. Goretzka, Palhina, Kim, Dyer, Goretzka again. All those passes are looking so much predictable. Lise back passes that to Goretzka. Look at that mid pitch. Look at that mid pitch positioning from the likes of Palhina. Both Angelo Stiller as well as the likes of Karazer, they both are getting the aspects of, I mean, they are blocking those midfield presence of Palhina, and Palhina is just relying on those counters which they are going to make. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Leroy Sané getting those boosts and trying to get those nutmeg moments on the pitch. Man, that is a yellow card being given. Chabot is the man who was creating those obstructions for that run to Leroy Sané, and he has been given those yellow cards. Good one. It is that free kick to be taken. It is outside the box, outside the big circle as well. 43 minutes on the watch. Nubel is the man who is having a view of that. Look at that. Stuttgart defensive wall is staying just inside the box. Get those drop-in shots and a touch to it and get a goal. Don't go for those direct shots, boy. Look at the eyes of Harry Kane. His eyes are looking damn red on the pitch. Look at those eyes of Harry Kane on the pitch. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Get that a goal, boy. Leroy Sané, Harry Kane, both of them are looking to take that. Harry Kane goes not to take it. Leroy Sané, poor chip in shot, and that was straight, dropping it down for Nubel. What a threat! What a baby threat that was to Alexander Nobel. What a baby threat That was to Alexander Nobel. My goodness. I am not being able to take that poor form which Bayern are showing on the pitch. There is a header. Musiala. This is not happening again. Davis goes for Kane again. Those passes not happening. Not happening at all good. 44 minutes. Just 1 minute left for this first half to end, and what a shitty pity performance after those celebration of those 125 years anniversary. These 11 players who are in the lineup are showing. Sane has got that. He passes that to Olise. Make that happen, boy. Take that shot. Yes, bring it, boy. Big. Holy Christ. You made it happen, boy. You made it happen. That was a mispass. Stuttgart had that mispass, and thank God you converted it. Thank God you converted it. Oh my God. Just before the halftime, 44 minutes, 43 seconds to be precise, it was Kim getting those interceptions. Leroy Sané receiving 8 passes that to Olise. Olise single-handedly just clinically finished it. So good. That is what the performance we want, boys. That is what the performance which we want on the pitch. It was Alexander Nobel not making those diving moments good, and Olise finishing it. Good work, boys. Good work. Thank God you got those equalizers. Man, you need to win it big, boy. You need to win it big. You need to win that big. It is that Mia and Mia moments which you have to bring in good. 1-1 the scoreline. The referee now is having a view of those VAR. Benjamin Brand, the man on the pitch. Leroy Sané made that pass to Olise. Yes, Olise was definitely not offside. Sané made that pass quite good. And look at that. Sané and Kane were not even running beside the likes of Olise. They were dropping it deep. I mean, they were knowing it that Olise, when he has got that ball over to that position, is definitely going to finish it. 2 minutes off at a time in the first half. Benjamin Brand, the man, still looking on those VR decisions. What is that going to be? Are they going to give any side of offsides for Olise? Definitely Olise is not offside. Definitely Olise is not offside. 125 years of these celebrations and make this second half roar high like a lion. Previous leg it was 4-0. What is that? Benjamin Brand is still having those talking referee moments. What is that? Why is he taking so long to get those decisions? Let that goal stand, boy. Let that goal stand. Let that goal stand. I mean, that was something out of nowhere. Bayern has got that equalizer, but it is definitely the goals which are going to be talking at the end of the game. But what is that happening? 1.5 minutes has passed by, and yes, that goal stands. Benjamin Brand has shown his fingers for the mid pitch, and that goal stands from Olise. Thank God you made it, boy. Thank God you made it. Make more to be happen. Make more to happen now. Make more to happen now. Oh my God. This way Bayern playing it in the first half, it is looking so disheartening. So disheartening. I mean, I can't express, I have no words to express that poor, sluggish form which Bayern has shown in the first half. Let this first half end it soon, boy. Get those refreshments, be quick and be smooth on the pitch. In the second leg, Sane again not having those moves. Leroy Sane is not having those moves. Goretzka now being over tackled. It is leveling. Who has passed that to Furyk? Olise nowhere near it to tackle that. Leveling again. Will he take those right footers? Stiller. Furyk again. Makes that cross. Davis nowhere near. Man, it was Undav who was there, but straight into the hands of Manuel Neuer. I mean, Stuttgart considered this first goal because to be talking about in their lineups the absence of their, I mean, Zagadou Al Dakil on the centre backs. They have been forced to bring Jels into this game. I mean, he has been playing his third game, and it is because of that man Jels. Olise wasn't offside. That comes the end of the first half, and the scores have been leveled. They have come out of nowhere, but a goal is a goal. You have to count in it. But on the build-ups, on the formations, and on the presence, Bayern are looking so disastrous. No denying the fact, Bayern are looking so disastrous for today on the pitch. No denying the fact. With this to carry on, it is looking a big disaster from Bayern for today. You can't deny it, boy. You can't deny it. No way you can deny it. It is to be an ashamed moment from Bayern to be on the pitch, and all of them are looking like drunken monkey on the pitch for today. No denying that. No denying that. That was some goal which Olise got, and it was not much expected to be happening. But a goal is a goal. That is what the count is to be happening. I mean, to talk about the stats for today's game with this lineup, I mean, we will discuss the lineup a bit later. Oof. 8 points ahead of Leverkusen, but now only 9 points. Leverkusen still have a game in hand. If this goes for a draw in the Bundesliga table, look at the table over here. If this goes on for a draw, Bayern will be on 9 points, but Leverkusen with a game in hand. So if Leverkusen wins the game which they are having tomorrow, it will be the 6 points difference. Bayern will be sacrificing those 2 points lead, I mean 8 points lead all total, but with this, with a draw, they will be losing those 2 points lead. A total of 8 points lead they are having, but with this, they will drop those big leads. Only 2 games will be left for Bayern to be getting those edgy moments against Leverkusen. That is a big moment. But look at Bayern over here in the fixtures: 24 matches, 18 wins, 5 draws, 1 loss, 70 goals scored, 20 they have conceded, and a goal difference of 50 is making them on the 59th spot. But Leverkusen, 14 they have won, 4 less than Bayern, but draws also they have got 3 more, as well as they have got a single loss. That is what they have got, those 3 more draws, which is causing those disheartening moments. Big one, big one, big one to be. Leverkusen are getting close at the end, but will that be enough to get them? Because the next 2 fixtures Bayern will have against the likes of Leverkusen. What is that going to be? Because the 2 goals which has happened so far, one from the likes of Stiller, one from the likes of Olise, will that be the end of it, or the more goals are going to be incoming? Do stay tuned to it. There's a break going on, and I will also take a short break. I will fill up my coffee mug, and we'll back in just 2 minutes. Do stay tuned to it. And yes, those of you who are watching it late, do scroll down the timeline and have a detailed watch of the all the aspects which we had a talk of. And on the poll section as well, there is a chat. I mean, on the chat section, a poll has been pinned that who is going to get those wins. It is those 125 years celebration from Bayern in the end going to get those wins. It is the likes of the Rotten Stuttgart getting that. Is that going to be a draw, or is that going to be anything else? If that is going to be anything else from your perspective, then do give us on the chat section what is that going to happen. From my side, man has been looking bad and too poor playing it. No denying the fact. Stay tuned to it. I'll be just back in 2 minutes, guys. Fill up my coffee mug and I'll be back. Stay tuned to this. Bayern are really looking horrible on the pitch. Bayern are really looking horrible on the pitch for today. No denying the fact. Guys, I'm back from my 2 minutes of break. I had that big mug of coffee, and it is now going straight to get those big moments for Vincent Company and his man. This game is not at all looking good because look at it, it is Lama who has been picked on the right backs. I don't know why time and again. Look at the lineup. I'll just put the lineup on over here and this will make things look so crazy. I mean, to talk about this, look at this. I mean, that is looking like lame bait which Vincent Company is picking. Yes, the lineup is on there on the watch. It is Lammer who is on the right backs, but Lammer, has he been seen making any sort of impressive moves in any of the games or getting those assists for Olise to be happening anywhere, or it is those assists to Musiala, or it is those assists to Harry Kane in those inverted sweeper back positions, which he is making those overlapping runs against Olise. Never, never. I haven't seen Konrad Lammer, 27 years of age, this Austrian man on the player profile, 27 number on his kit, as well as 27 years, 33 millions market value, playing on those right backs from Leipzig for the past 2 seasons, 71 games he has played. He has contributed to only 3 goals, and this season, 19 matches, 1 goal, 1 assist. Talk about as a whole. Why Conrad Lama has been picked on the right backs time and again from Vincent Company. I am not being able to understand any means, anyhow. My mind is not getting adjusted to this lineup from the aspects of Lama. It is Dyer. Yes, he has been picked up because Upamecano is not available there. I mean, maybe he is having some sort of injuries still persisting, but he is back into the squad. In these substitutions, he can be seen. But Kim Min Jae has also been picked up, but it is the likes of Kim and Upamecano who has been persistent enough. Vincent Company can have those loose statement that he is getting Dyer because of Upamecano and Kim is there. Both of them are looking decent, but Dyer for today is not looking much impressive. And to talk about Davis on the left backs, but with this centre back, why Stanisic and Hiroki Ito hasn't been picked up? Hiroki Ito showed those good form after back from his injuries for a long time. He made those impressive forms against Celtic as well as in the second appearance in the Bundesliga as well. He made it good, but not getting those first starting lineup on the pitch. Is that going to be happening from Vincent Company time and again? Davis back from the injuries has been picked up on the left backs. He has got those contract extensions up to 2020, but he is the man playing for those 90 minutes as well as for those big matches time and again. It will be too bad if anything wrong goes happen to him. Why is Hiroki Ito again not being picked up? And to talk about Lammer, I mean, how many times has Vincent Company gone for Lammer to be playing on those central midfield positions, making those box-to-box movements? It could have been the likes of Palina and Lammer, Goretzka. Maybe in the second half they could have given those options, but no, it is also the likes of Guerrero, but not given those options. I mean, to talk about Rafael Guerrero, he is preferably a left back, 22, his jersey kit number, 31 years of age. I mean, he has made 16 matches, 14 he has started. I mean, just 1 goal and 2 assists from the inverted right backs. It is Lima contributing to 1 goal, 1 assist. It is Guerrero contributing to 1 goal, 2 assists. These are the stats of the left backs and the right backs which you are having in the squad, where you are going for those sweeper back moments for those left backs and right backs, making those impressive runs into those attacking aspects, but those goals are not coming in from them. And Vincent Company is still relying to that formation time and again from his end. 53 games which Guerrero has played, only 5 goals he has got, 2 years, still has been picked in the squad, but never Vincent Company has gone for Lima and Guerrero to make those good moves on the mid pitch when there is the availability of Stanisic as well as Hiroki Ito. Not happening. And on the other hand, Sane He has been consistently given those opportunities time and again, lacking in his form, but Koeman was looking good, has been denied. But Sane has unfortunately got those numbers talking as well. He has got those 6 goals, and with today's assist, it is the total of 5 assists which he has got. So he has finally reached those double figures this season in terms of goals and assists, combining both 6 goals, 5 assists. That is what Leroy Sané is having in his bags. To talk about Michel Olise in this lineup, Olise has got those 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 all in total. He is looking impressive. He is new into the squad. He has been given those time. He is adjusting to it and he is making those impressive moves time and again. But what is wrong with Jamal Musiala? What is wrong with Jamal Musiala? To be talking about him, he got those 11 goals, 2 assists, 13 all in all, but most of them has come in the first half of the season. To be precise about him, in the second half of the season, not getting those impressive moves. We're talking about him. He is that impressive man. He is the next phase which Bayern will have him and his contract extension up to 2030. He has to be that reliable man which Bayern has to bring in. And Harry Kane, on the other hand, back from the injuries into the squad, 21 goals, 6 assists, but nothing much happening from him in the second half of the season, where he has been seen trailing. Too bad. 77 games all in all at Bayern, 73 goals. Only those stats are talking. In the first leg against Stuttgart, he was the man who got those hat tricks as well. But for today's game, he hasn't been looking that impressive. He hasn't been looking that impressive. But to talk about the substitutions, Vidovic is the man who can be made. Thomas Muller not given those big opportunities this season under Vincent Company. Kingsley Coman and Gnabry. Kingsley Coman, I'm astonished. Kingsley Coman, in the first half of the season, he has got those muscle memories of the Champions League as well. 3 goals and 4 assists. That is those lame stats which Coman is having. But in the previous fixture, where Bayern were facing the likes of Frankfurt, it was the likes of Gnabry getting a goal, but Gnabry hasn't been given those starting lineups for today's game. Leroy Sané has been picked. That was the lineup from Bayern, and the lineup of Stuttgart. Walter Matt, the man who was looking impressive for this season, hasn't made those moves. Undav not getting those clinical moves. Leveling has been looking impressive and he is overtaking Davis at times. Purik, on the other hand, is looking impressive against Lima as well. But most of the times it is Olise and Sané dropping down on those defensive aspects. What is Vincent Company expecting to happen in the second half? Yes, the second half is about to begin. And this stats all in all 8 from Stuttgart and only 6 from Bayern. This is a disheartening performance which Bayern is having. The second half has just begun. And are there any substitutions being made? No substitutions being made. Oh my god, Vincent Company hasn't gone for any substitutions. It is the likes of Lima who is still staying on the pitch. He hasn't been given those rests. The next fixture, man, are going to face Leverkusen, and if with this form they are going to continue, it will be a big fault. And yes, the vote section has been pinned on the poll. And guys, those of you who will be getting those giveaway opportunities for those 125 anniversary kit of Bayern on the giveaways, give your votes on the poll section which has been pinned. Game Leveling making an impressive run. Manuel Neuer gets that to Davis. Davis back passes to Kim. No substitutions being made. No substitutions being made, neither from Sebastian Hoeneß, neither from Vincent Company. Rather, Sebastian Hoeneß, he doesn't need those substitutions because Stuttgart has been doing it good. Eric Dyer gets that header one. Lama is running with that position. Passes to Musiala. Musiala is having a track back. Goes for Olise into the mid part of the pitch. For today's game, it is Musiala seen making his moves from the right midfield most of the times. But involvement of Harry Kane is not looking that good. 125 years of celebration which Bayern has got. Not looking. 125 years of celebration which Bayern has got those party moods. Is it those hangover which is causing the players not to run it good? Because in the first half, Bayern were looking trailing so bad on the pitch. It is that foul movement which has been considered. Furyk against Olise. Will that be a card to him? Yes, that is a good card. Benjamin Brand has given that, and it is Furyk with those rusty tackles. Look at it. He was holding the hand of Olise, and with those tackles, he gets that yellow card. It is those three cards which Stuttgart has been getting it. It is the likes of Chabot, their centre back. It is the likes of Jest, their centre back. And now it is the likes of Furyk who has got that yellow card. Olise with that free kick being awarded, going to take that, get a curl and get a goal. Header, that is Eric Dyer. Will he get it? He gets it into the mid of the box. Oh my god. Lama getting those header interceptions. Kim, Goretzka, Musiala again. Olise passes that to Lama on the right backs. Dyer, Minje Kim retracing back to their defensive positions. Polina is now staying deep. Musiala gets that to Goretzka. Impressive run, but bad pass. That is a bad pass from Goretzka. Leroy Sané getting it into the box again. Davis on the left wings get a pass. Back passes to Sané. Now it is the boys talking. Now the Bavarian boys are talking. Now the Bavarian boys are talking. Now they are seen making those moves. Musiala gets it into the box. Denied. Passes that to Lima, but why is everyone so much inside the pitch? Lima, take that shot, boy! Take it, man, on the first time. Oh my goodness, Lima had a clear view of that post and he rather went for passing that instead of taking those shots. It is what which is happening with Vincent Company's men time and again. I mean, so many passes inside the box when you're having that view of the woodwork, and there is that goalkeeper who is going to make those saves. At least get those shots, boy. At least get those shots. And yes, on the lineup from Stuttgart also, it is the same. No changes has been made from the first lineup. It is Furyk up against Lima. Lima now is making those tackles looking good. Just look at it. It is Walter Mad as well as Furyk. Lima is making those moves up against. Oh my god. Yes, that is the lineup of Stuttgart from the first half, which they are sticking to it. And the two goals which has been scored is one from the likes of Olise with that interception from Kim Min-jae and Leroy Sané adding to it, and that one goal from the Angelus Tiller with his left footer. That was some sort of dumbstruck moments from Manuel Neuer as well as from the defensive errors which Bayern considered it. Dyer gets that interception. Olise dropping in. Yes, count the numbers, boy. Count the numbers. Make those passes happening. I think Vincent Company with this ability is, oh my god, it is again leveling. Gets that to Undav. Undav. Good save from Manuel Neuer. Neuer is the man. He has done that save. Big legend man. That is what we want from you, Manuel Neuer. You are that man. You need to be talking with your saves. That was offside as well. That pass from leveling to Undav was offside as well. But Manuel Neuer, look at it. He had a save. He had a big save. That was offside. Anyways, but Manuel Neuer looking regaining his form is the need of the hour. But to talk about Dennis Undaf, he is also not looking that good. Palina making those interceptions, destroying moments on the pitch. That is what we need to have from Palina at times. Look at that, he has got those playtime, and after that first half, now he is looking impressive on the mid pitch. Look at now the positioning of Palina on the pitch. He is looking impressive. Yes, that is what I'm talking. Look at Palina is now making those destroying movements on the pitch. Harry Kane passes that to Sane. Conrad Lammer back passes that to Harry Kane just on the edge of the box. Back pass that is to Palhina. Please say again. Palhina gets Goretzka. Will he take that shot? Goretzka, long range shooting. Wide off the first post, boy. Wide off the first post. That was a hurried shot taken. Man, that was close. That was close from Goretzka. That could have been a pure German sniper goal from Goretzka if it would have just went into the nets. It is that win which we want over here at the MHP Arena, boys. It is that win which we want over from here. Now Stuttgart are looking reckless, and time and again they are moving for those passes. Long passes. Harry Kane dropping in, passes that to Davis. Davis moving on the wings, but he has got a plaster on his left eye as well. Hope he doesn't make any sort of injuries over here. Next game is a big and a critical one for Bayern to be happening, as well as this game is also that critical from Bayern to be happening. No denying the fact. It is the likes of Frankfurt, it is the likes of Stuttgart. Bayern are having those big fixtures. In between there was Leverkusen, and again it is those two legs with Leverkusen. 125 years of muscle memory. Bring it big, boys. Oh my god, that pass from Goretzka to Olise, it was bit wide and offside. Sebastian Hoeneß, he has a detailed view of the Bayern because previously he was associated with Bayern under 19, I mean Bayern 2 team as well, and he will be having the aspect of those players to be happening. Olise 1-on-1 against Mittelstadt. He is, oh my god, that is a bad tackle from Mittelstadt, but the referee is not giving any cards for it. Harry Kane has got it. Olise inside the box, a chip in shot that is for Musiala, but that was a bad tackle. What is that? Referee Benjamin Brand, look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was bad. I mean, Olise against Mittelstadt. That was bad. Number 7, Mittelstadt makes that tackle. But no card being shown to him. No card being shown to him. Dyer with that head interception. Safe for Kim. Back passes to Neuer. Look at that positioning from Palina. Look at that positioning from Palina. In the second half, Palina is looking good. Palina is looking good. Bayern, with this composure, definitely needs to get one more goal and get those rests. It is definitely those rest moments which they have to get, especially from the likes of Harry Kane, Musiala, Olise. They have to get those rest as well as Davis. Palina on the defensive mid pitch. Lima getting those interceptions. Palina is blocking away the mid pitch now. Good boy. Palina is now blocking away the mid pitch. Good. Palina is making those mid pitch blocks as well as those interceptions. Good. Look at his positioning. He is defensively so rigid and so solid. He lacks a bit of pace, but Defensively, he is that tall man. He has got those physicalities as well as he can destroy those passes happening from the opposition, and he is doing that good. Palina is doing his job good. I mean, the absence of Joshua Kumik, it is the likes of Palina who has been brought into the squad. In the first half, he wasn't making those impressive statements with his numbers talking, but in the second half, look at his positioning. Harry Kane is staying close into the mid part of the pitch. Neuer gets that to Musiala. Davis, look at that fluidity in the team. Look at that fluidity in the positioning of the players. Now things are talking. Goretzka making his move. Goes for Olise on the right wings. Back passes to Goretzka again. Polina, Lima, one touch pass. Build up. Olise. Harry Kane. Lima again. That is what the triangle, that diamond shape which you need to have at times on the flanks. That is looking good. Goretzka gets Lima again. Go for those wings, boys. Go for those far wings. You are those German snipers. Get those passes happening. I mean, just look at the positioning where Musiala is now staying. He is staying on those far wings. Now Stuttgart are losing away the possession. But in the first half, my goodness, the gameplay which Bayern were having, it was looking horrible. It was looking bad and it was looking so horrible. But in the second half, now they have been looking impressive. Conrad Lama gets that yellow card. Drop him, boy, drop him. Make some substitutions. Bring in Hiroki Ito, bring in Stanisic. Show those moves, boy. It is those counter moments. Leroy Sané getting that. Davis speeding in. Funny. How could you miss that, boy? But to talk about in this lineup from Bayern, to be precise about it, it is a bit disastrous at times because in this they have got the likes of Palina as well as the likes of Kim Min Jae, two destroyers. My goodness. This lineup, two destroyers, that will be a too big one. Goretzka takes that shot again, but not those moments which is happening from Goretzka. It is not those moments which is happening from Goretzka, to be precise. Not happening that good. Corner, Olise takes that. Oh my god, he went for that first post. Alexander Nobel makes that a save. It was onto the first post, boys. What a classic. Olise is looking in shape. Olise is looking in the second half so good in shape. Passes that to Sane again. Corner being taken short. Musiala. Now is the substitutions coming on from Vincent Company. Thank God Leroy Sané has been dropped. Thank God now Leroy Sané is looking dropping down. That is the substitution which we need. Kingsley Coman is coming onto the pitch. My goodness, Vincent Company has so much of faith in Leroy Sané. And now on the 60th minute, he brings in Kingsley Coman. He is giving those rest to Leroy Sané because he wants him into the starting lineup against Leverkusen. Is that what you are thinking? And those of you who are watching this stream, do give your votes on the chat section, the poll which has been pinned, and who is going to get those wins. 125 years of muscle memory. Bavaria, Bayern, are they going to get it? The rotten Stuttgart, are they going to get that? Will that be a draw? Or if it is anything else which you have in your mind, you can give that on the comment section as well. Throw from Lima, Dyer back passes to Neuer, but things will not be going the way where Stuttgart are looking happening. Olise now making those moves. You are looking good, boy. He is looking whose moves against Jelst. Back passes that to Kane. Again getting that position. Now Musiala is talking, boy. Olise, Musiala again on the edge of the box. Gets Harry Kane. Take that shot, man. Harry Kane with his left footer, but that was a grounded one. Whew, that was a grounded one. It was a grounded shot from Harry Kane. He takes that double touch left footer in between the legs of Jelst. Again, Jelst is the man, number 29, too young in the squad. Can that be the goal? Yes, you have got it. Goretzka has that goal. Pick it big, boy. Yes, you are that Bavarian kid, proud of it. 125 years of muscle memory, 4 lakh members in it. Bring it big and lift the Bundesliga. Second goal, here it comes from the likes of Len Goretzka. You can't deny that Bavarian, those wins to be happening. It is that form which you need to be persistent enough, boy. That is what the numbers count, that is what the goals count, and that is what counts at Bayern to be happening. Finally, that second goal has come, and from the legs of Goretzka, no denying the fact that was a good move, that was a pressing moment, and Stuttgart fumbled to it. And neither Alexander Nubel was good enough to get a save into it. Things are now looking turning from Stuttgart. Bayern in the first half were looking too disastrous. I mean, I don't know what was that which was happening from Bayern in the first half. I mean, I was totally dumbstruck at what is happening wrong. But in the second half, in just 15 minutes, they have got the comeback as well as those 1 goal lead against Stuttgart. It is those comeback moments which you need to have to win those big matches. That is what you are now talking. But I would definitely want Lima to be substituted. Why is Stanisic and Hiroki Ito not being given those chances? Musiala one-on-one against, oh my god, that is something big from Krezer to Musiala. The referee says to continue the gameplay. Oh man, back passes to Davis. I mean, those retracing movements at times which Lima is having. Why is Vincent Company going for Lima still on? It is the likes of Hiroki Ito as well as Stanisic who are available to be playing, but no, he is sticking to the likes of Lima. That is a foul from Goretzka. He has already raised his hand. He commits his mistake and he has apologized as well as he has accepted his fault. But then also that is a yellow card. My goodness, that is the yellow card which has been shown. Definitely he is not going to miss the next game because this is the first yellow card. It is Konrad Lima who has also got 2 yellow cards for Bayern, whereas it is the likes of 3 yellow cards which Stuttgart has got. Don't get those numbers counting less with those red cards. But time and again now Stuttgart are looking those moves against Lima. I mean, this is the goal which Goretzka got. But again, Stuttgart are now cutting it into the box. But Palina time and again denying any opportunities. Lima now making his moves. But how is that going to be? Mittelstadt gets that tackle. I mean, Lima is the next substitution which Vincent Company has to get. Lima is the substitution which Vincent Company has to get. It is now leveling against Coman. Davis. Davis is the man marking leveling time and again. Furyk on the left wings trying to get a cross. Yes, he has got Undav into the center of the box. Eric Dyer at the perfect position gets that interception good. No worries for Manuel Neuer, but the ball is out for a throw. Back pass is that. I mean, look at that. Sebastian Hoeneß with his man dropping down, not so deep, but Bayern on the other hand is not making those counter runs at times. I mean, they know that Harry Kane is not that threat which they will get in those runs to be making. It is those wings where Olise, Coman, Musiala will be making it. Now Musiala has moved to the left wings with Coman with him. That is a foul. Chabot. Will he get that yellow card with that? He is already on a yellow one. No, this time I think it is Mittelstadt. Harry Kane is talking to the referee Benjamin Brand on the pitch. But still, Vincent Company is not making those substitutions. My goodness. He is still sticking with Lima and Davis. Give them those rest, boys. But the astonishing thing has been Palina into those defensive midfields. It is Kim Min Jae who is time and again seen making those destroying moments quite high up on the pitch. I mean, is that the new thing which Vincent Company is trying to implement? I mean, the absence of Joshua Kimmich, it will be like so Palina making those first starting lineup with the likes of Pavlovic. But for this game, Palina and Kim Min Jae, they are staying on those centre backs aspect with the likes of Dyer, but Kim Min Jae has been making those impressive destroying moments quite high up on the pitch. I mean, he is chasing the ball as well as the player, but he is going bit high up on the pitch at times. Stuttgart is not making the unavailability of that centre back and making those passes. Mittelstadt passes that to Freak again. Stiller. Mittelstadt again. Kramer. Back passes that to Jelst. Chabot. Both of them are staying on the centre back. That is a block from Elise. Stiller goes for those left footer for Furyk on the wings, but that is some sort of overpowered shot. Stuttgart are now making their moves only from the sides of Lama. No denying the fact they are targeting that position of the pitch time and again. They are going on high up against Lama most of the times. That is the place where they are targeting with the likes of Furyk. But Walter Matt is the man who is not getting those passes. Eric Dyer is not giving any scope for Walter Matt to be made. Whereas from the left part, it is Pelina and Kim. In the second half, they have been destroying all those moments which Stuttgart is making. That is a good one. But to talk about the substitutions, Stuttgart has made. Chabot is out, Hendricks is in, Leveling is now out. It is Enzo Meliat who has come in. Enzo Miliat has got those big numbers talking for him with Stuttgart. I mean, that midfielder to be talking about 2021 to still now 104 games played, all in total 18 goals he has scored. Stuttgart inside the box, shot being taken, but no worries. No worries for Manuel Neuer. It is that man Enzo Miliot which we were talking about. Look at that, his moves from the mid part of the pitch. He takes that shot. But no worries for Manuel Neuer. But this time, Palina inside the box, he goes for those centre back positions rather than staying on those mid anchor man positions. Davis came back to Neuer. Goretzka. Lima has got a miss pass. The ball is off for a throw. 73 minutes. More than 15 minutes plus stoppage time left into this game. Will Bayern get this lead up to the stoppage time? Will they get more goals? Or Stuttgart are going for those equalizers as well as those lead to be talking and causing those upsets to Bayern in the Bundesliga race? Because if Bayern gets a draw, they will drop down 2 points against Leverkusen. It is inside the box. Undav. Lima gets it. Harry Kane, you are looking so slow, boy. Harry Kane, you are looking slow again. It was Musiala quite high up on the pitch on the left wings. He could have made those runs, but Harry Kane not getting those moves. It is Undav again inside the box. He goes for those mid passes. Dyer and Kim Min Jae getting those tackles good. Musiala now having a chase. He is one-on-one against Chabot and Jelst. He goes for Olise on those runs being made. Olise, will he take those shots? No goes for Coman. On the left wings, Coman is tucking in. He goes for that first post. I think that is a corner for Bayern. I think that is a corner incoming from Bayern. Yes, Coman just hits that ball. The ball was inside the lines. I think that is a corner. Thank God, Lama has been dropped and now it is Tennessee coming into the pitch. This was the biggest substitution I wanted to be happening on the starting of the second half. But now Vincent Company on the 75th minute is dropping Lama. Now they have sensed that threat which Stuttgart is consistently making that position of Lama vulnerable, and defensively he was chipping in those moments. Short corner taken by Olise, Coman, Olise again, Musiala taking that shot, deflection from the Stuttgart defense. Again, that will be a corner incoming. Again, a corner opportunity for Bayern. Get that third goal, boy, and you will get those rest for the next 15 minutes. Finally, Lama has been given that substitution and Stanisic coming onto the pitch. It is that corner again. It is that header which goes for from Olise. Palina took that. Palina is that tall man, 190 centimeters. No, that was Goretzka. But that header from Goretzka got a deflection to Palina, but Palina wasn't in that good shape to take a shot into the net. That is what you are talking about. You are expecting a destroyer, defensive midfield player to get those headers. But when he is inside the box, you have got Kim Min Jae, you have got Goretzka, you have got Eric Dyer, 3 headers, as well as that of Palina, 4 header takers, man. But what is going to be happening if those 4 header takers are going to get those foot shots? That is what is lacking. Dyer Stanisic is staying deep down. He gets Purik, but now look at that. Stanisic dropping down against Purik. Good, not giving him opportunities. Oh my god, inside the box. That was a big move. That was a big move. No denying the fact Walter made just penetrated the defense and was into the box, but it was Eric Dyer finally getting those clearances. Milliot is the man who is making those menaces happening. He is trying to get some sort of corner with it, but the flags are raised. That is a throw in favor of Bayern on the pitch. That is a throw. And yes, guys, those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the chat section on the poll that who is finally going to get those wins. And if you have any other opinion about those poll section, do give your comments on the chat section as well. Oh my goodness. But in the second half, no denying the fact, Bayern are looking impressive. The way if you are playing like this, definitely against Leverkusen, you are going to get those big numbers counting. But the way you have played in the first half, that wasn't expected to be happening. That wasn't expected to be happening. That was a disastrous show, a horror show in the first half. And to talk about the stats, all in all, just look at it. Now it is those stats counting. 14 shots which Bayern has taken, 6 only on target. Bit poor, but then also we will take it counting because you have got those 2 goals. 52% possession, but taking those rest to their legs most of the times, not getting those big attacking moments at times. Oh my god, that is inside the box. A clearance from Stanisic at the end. Now Stanisic is looking rigid. I mean, it was Lammer, the man, who was getting those defensive bad moments on the pitch. But Stanisic is getting it good. Stanisic is not giving any opportunities. Yes, the things which we are talking is now the stats for Bayern are looking good. But look at the build-ups. It is 390 passes. Bayern has got, whereas Stuttgart has got 377 passes. It is looking that Bayern is not going for those big attacks. They are much relying to those rest moments for the players so that they don't get those injuries and as well as they don't get those, I mean, tissues damaged. Proper rest is definitely required because in the fixtures of the Bundesliga, to be precise, I mean, in the matches, Leverkusen will face the likes of Frankfurt. It is coming tomorrow, and after that, it will be the big fixtures where both Leverkusen and Bayern will be facing each other. No denying the fact. And Bayern, before their second leg against Leverkusen, they will face Bochum, whereas the likes of Leverkusen on their second leg fixtures in the Champions League, they will face the likes of Werder Bremen in between. One is Bochum and another is Werder Bremen. Werder Bremen, to talk about them, they are on the 12th spot. And to talk about Bochum, they are on the verge of relegation, 17th spot. My goodness. Leverkusen will have a chip in one, whereas Werder Bremen, on the other hand, talking about the Bundesliga points, will have to give a big fight. These were the 2 games which Bayern and Leverkusen will get in. Davis has got that. Passes that to the mid pitch. Goretzka making those moves. Gets Goretzka again. Police, but there is some sort from Harry Kane. He is not looking in those positionings at times. Harry Kane from the center forward is most of the times looking dropping down, but inside the box he hasn't been looking that good. Flags are raised. That is a throw. Stanisic takes that quick to Olise. Oh my god. Olise against Mittelstadt. That was a good fight happening. Olise and Mittelstadt. That was a good fight happening on the corners. That was a good fight happening. It is Furyk now out and Larsson has been made. Substitution. Sebastian Hoeneß is making consistently. He wants that equalizer because in the first leg they were down by 4-0 and now in the second leg 82 minutes on the watch they are down 2-1. Olise, Coman, Musiala, Harry Kane inside the box. Everyone is looking. Musiala, man. Musiala needs those rest, boy. Musiala needs those rest. He is looking a bit exhausted. Bring in Thomas Muller. Why Vincent Company is still not bringing in Thomas Muller in the pitch? I'm not being able to understand why Vincent Company still is not dropping Musiala and giving him those rests and bringing in Thomas Muller on the pitch. I am not getting that, boy. I am not getting that. He has got Gnabry, he has got Muller, he has got Vidovic. Hiroki Ito is also not given those chances. Alphonso Davies must also get those rest. I mean, if you are going for those best first lineup, according to Vincent Company, if he is going, but he is not making those moves in the substitutions as well to give his first lineup those rest moments. How is that season going to be ongoing? If there are some sort of injuries, that will be a big worry for Bayern for the upcoming two Champions League fixtures. I mean, Stanisic has been given that moment. It is good. Limer, he was committing some mistakes, but Davis still not getting those drop-in moments. He is staying there. He is back from the injuries. He must get those rest as well. Hiroki Ito is there. Make those substitutions. Musiala is staying still now 84 minutes, 85 minutes on the watch. And Thomas Muller is also not being picked up for the substitutions. Inside the box, Unda, will he take that shot? Olise does a sliding tackle inside the box. Safe one. Interception. Header that is from Voltemad. But wide of the post. Wide of the post. 125 years of muscle memory looking good now and denying anything from Stuttgart. Stuttgart in the second half has been looking hopeless, not getting anything clinical to be happening. Not even a single shot they are going to get because in the first half to talk about, it was the stats. Stuttgart already got those 8 shots taken, but 3 on target. But in the second half, it is those 4 shots more they have taken, but not a single one on target from Stuttgart. I mean, what a two-way balance that is from Bayern and Stuttgart. My goodness. Xabi Alonso and his Leverkusen must be watching this. Oh my god. Alphonso Davies is looking injured. Look at that. Musiala is getting those drinks. Olise is getting those drinks. And now it is Davis looking injured. I'm talking it. Vincent Company is looking a dumb big bull, not making those substitutions where he has to make now on those 86 minutes 12 seconds. Now he is bringing those substitutions. What was that if you are going to make those substitutions on those 70 minutes or those 60 minutes when you have got those bunch of center backs, those defense? My goodness. Now he makes those bunch of substitutions with only 5 minutes. I mean, is it that good enough? You are getting those 5 minutes rest to your players. Now it is Gnabry coming in for Olise, Thomas Muller coming in for Musiala, and Hiroki Ito coming in for Davis. That is what you have to count in. Oh my goodness. Palina is looking down on the pitch. Is he into injuries? No. He is back on his feet. These are those late substitutions which time and again Vincent Company is making and getting his first preference lineup with those injuries. This won't be talking high. Alfonso Davis is not limping. He is looking good. Hope he doesn't have got those big injuries. Hope Alfonso Davis hasn't got those big injuries. 5 substitutions from Vincent Company, but 3 of them coming on those late 87th minute. That is a big bait being taken. Harry Kane inside the box takes that shot, left footer again. But no worries for Alexander Nubel. Harry Kane hasn't been that clinical in this game. Harry Kane hasn't been looking that clinical in this game. He has got 2 or 3 shots in all in total. None of them have been looking good to get those clinical finishings. Hiroki Ito, upon his substitutions, has got overtaken as well, but safe for Manuel Neuer. No worries. That is what you have to give Hiroki Ito. You have to get Stanisic. You have to give them those playtime. If they are not in the starting lineup, you have to give them those substitutions. You can't keep those players in those decorated dressing rooms and with their jerseys, we just relaxing on the sidelines. What is the need when you are getting those substitutions on those 87 minutes? It is those 70 minutes. Give your first starting lineup those rest and let those boys be talking, because then only they will get those character build up to be happening. They will get acquainted to those fluidity in the team. They will get acquainted with those build ups. Alexander Nubel goes with that goal kick. Eric Dyer, interception. Stanisic, a good block that is from Stanisic. Stanisic is showing that he is capable of those big centre back things happening. He is capable of those big centre back things happening. He is that man talking on the pitch. No denying the fact. No denying the fact. Stanisic is the man talking. Hiroki Ito. It is time from him to. It is Kingsley Coman who has won that. He gets that. Alexander Nubel gets that. Coman gets it into the nets. That is the third goal. Bayern has got it. Mia, big moment. 125 years of muscle memory. 4 lakh members counting. That is what you have to be on the top of the planet. You have to be on the top of the world. That is the Bavarians talking, and those big party nights with that first half of hangover. Now in the second half, you have made it good. Look at that. Kingsley Coman made those tackles, and from that edge position, it was a bit wide angle, but he gets his full sprint. He was running and chasing with the ball. He had a view of the goal post. Look at his eyes, and he takes that shot. No one was there to get a touch to it. Look at that sprint move from Coman. He was there high on the speed, and Alexander Nobel just commits a big blunder, and Stuttgart 1, Bayern Munich 3. Thank God. After that disastrous performance in the first half, it is that moment you have got big boys. Bakmas, Mia-san Mia. The record Mister has got those 3 goals. You can't deny them of the Bundesliga win. You can't deny the record Mister with this goal. Still, they will be staying 11 points ahead of Leverkusen, and Leverkusen still has a game in hand. If they win it, it will be those 9 points. If they get a draw, it will be those big margins which Bayern will be getting. And if they get a loss, oh my God, Stanisic is down on the pitch. Look at that. Look at that. Demirovic, Miliot, all of them are just trying to get a push to Harry Kane. That is some sort of brawl happening because Stuttgart has tasted that defeat, and 90 minutes are up, 5 minutes of stoppage time to it. That shot from Mittelstadt, it was Stanisic hitting on his side of the neck, or it is his shoulders. What is that happening? But that was a rusty move. That was a rusty move. I mean, both Miliot as well as Demirovic, they were pushing Harry Kane on it. That was something bad. That was something bad. I mean, Stuttgart still wants to get comeback to be happening. Benjamin Brand on his referral decision, doing it good. 2 yellow cards being shown, one for Harry Kane and one for Miliot. But no cards for Demirovic. He should have been taken a view of what happened. But no cards for Demirovic. Ball back in position with Stuttgart. Stiller having that. Goes for that long ball inside the box. Demirovic, header one. Hiroki Ito, look at that. He is showing his character, boy. Look at that. Hiroki Ito is showing that character. He is getting those clearances. No denying the fact. Hiroki Ito is the man talking. Can we get those fourth goal? Maybe we can expect that, because in the second half, all those 11 men on the pitch has impressed me big time. It is those mentality which Bayern are showing down by 1 goal. And I think it is after that comeback against Celtic where they had a draw, and now it is against Stuttgart where they are getting those comebacks. No denying the fact. These comeback moments are definitely the need of the Champions League, which they have to get. 125 years of muscle memory, bringing it big, and the 4 minutes on the watch. It is again a big Mia and Mia moment coming in. Vincent Company, Harry Kane, Kingsley Coman all hugging each other after that third goal which Coman got and made those impressive press. Gnabry, he has got a goal in the previous fixture that was in the late stoppage time. There is some character from you to be shown as well, but it is so late to be happening. Eric Dyer had an interception. Stanisic getting those clearances. Now Stuttgart has nothing in left to be happening because 5 minutes of stoppage time is up and the referee at any time is going to blow the whistle. 95 minutes, 31 seconds. I mean 30 seconds more after the stoppage time, but the game is still ongoing. Bayern are looking, clearing away those possession. Referee is looking a watch, having a view on his watch. Will he be going to blow the whistle? Stuttgart are looking hopeless. They are only going for those headers to be happening. Those passes are not getting those goals, boys. What are those build-ups which you were getting because of those sluggish moments in the first half from Bayern? I mean, Bayern were looking in a dormant stage in the first half, but in the second half, they have outclassed Stuttgart in every aspect. Interception that is from Eric Dyer. Muller gets to Coman. Coman is speeding up. He has got that position. Referee is looking a view of his watch. Harry Kane goes for Goretzka. That is a foul on the edge of the box. It is that big opportunity to be getting in. Demirovic has considered a foul. That is the lack of nerves, that lack of that cool moment. My goodness. Look at that tackle from Demirovic to Harry Kane. He was trying to get those injuries to Harry Kane. That is a yellow card for him, but he is looking shameless on the pitch after those tackles. He is not even accepting that. That is a bad move from Demirovic. No, you can't get those opposition players injured like this. If anything wrong goes for Harry Kane, that will be a big blow. But that is a free kick. Harry Kane is on his feet, looking good, going to take that free kick. Harry Kane takes that. Oh my god, that was to the first post. Alexander Nubel wasn't even trying to get a save to it. And here is the referee on the pitch. He has blown the whistle to talk about him. Benjamin Brand, he has made those good moments for today. No denying the fact, Benjamin Brand, his refereeing today has been impressive. And to talk about Bundesliga refereeing has been really good and not giving away any opportunities. But what a moment that was! 125 years of muscle memory and those big 4 lakh members from Bayern, those commitments as well as those gameplays in the first half, to be precise, Bayern were looking disastrous. Oh my god, Mia and Mia, and congratulations to all the Bavarians, to all the Bayern Munich supporters across the globe. We are on the top of the table, no denying that. And Bayern with this win, 61 points ahead of Leverkusen, 11 points. Leverkusen had 50 points, but Leverkusen still has a game to play, and the next two fixtures, Leverkusen against Bayern in the Champions League, that is what Bayern is aiming to. And according to Thomas Muller, that is going to be a big win or not. That is also be the watch to have. But this game, look at what happened from the starting. Oh my goodness. That was something which I wouldn't have preferred, because Bayern with this starting lineup, they were looking very disastrous, especially to talk about Lima and to talk about Davis. Oh my god, Davis is again back on injuries. Oh my god. But I don't think that Davis will be getting those big injuries, because he is back from those injuries. I mean, that is what Vincent Company has to think. But we will talk about it a bit later. It was Lima, Dyer, Kim Min Jae, and Davis on the center backs, with Palina. Lina in the first half was not looking that good, but the likes of Daya and Kim Min Jae, they were looking consistent and not making those big opportunities for Stuttgart to be happening. Whereas in the first half, Stuttgart were looking playing like against those 11 drunken monkeys of Bayern at times. To be precise, Bayern were looking hopeless in the first half. That was all big because Bayern only got 5 shots, whereas Stuttgart has got 8. And those late, I mean, first half goal from Olise, that counter which was made, Kim Min Jae getting those interceptions, Leroy Sané getting those positions and those passes to Olise, and Olise finishing it good, made that equalizer which Bayern got against Stuttgart. And Stuttgart with their one goal from the likes of Angelo Stiller, that left footer one, no one was prepared, neither from the Bayern defense nor from the goalkeeping aspects of Manuel Neuer. Angelo Stiller made that shot at the right moment, at the right place, and he got that goal. But after that equalizer, which Bayern got from Olise, it was in the second half. Vincent Company doesn't, I mean, he didn't went for those substitutions even. He kept the likes of Harry Kane on the pitch, he kept the likes of Lama on the pitch, he kept the like of Davis on the pitch. He played them up to those 62 minutes, and then Leroy Sané was given those substitutions. Finally, Vincent Company calling Leroy Sané. I mean, what is this association with Vincent Company and Leroy Sané at times going on, and giving Leroy Sané those first lineup opportunities most of the times, and whereas Gnabry was the man who had a goal in the previous fixture, was not given that first starting lineup opportunity. But finally, I mean, what Vincent Company is cooking at times, making that 62nd minute substitution for Leroy Sané and bringing in Coman. Coman was looking good, impressive. And on those 76 minutes, it was another second substitution. Lama was finally called off and Stanisic coming in. But Stanisic, to be precise about him, he was looking so good. But no substitutions being made for Hiroki Ito. It was late on those 87 minutes where Musiala as well as the likes of Olise and the likes of Davis were made, and Hiroki Ito, Thomas Muller, and Serge Gnabry coming in. But Hiroki Ito, Thomas Muller, Serge Gnabry on those 87 minutes, just 3 minutes and 6 minutes in the stoppage time, 9 minutes of gameplay they are having in a game. It is what Vincent Company is giving them. Stanisic should have been dropped in into those 65 minutes when Leroy Sané was dropped in. It was the likes of Hiroki Ito also coming on onto those 60-65 minutes. Davis should have been given those rest, but no, he didn't. Davis has got injuries. I don't know that how major it is going to be, whether he is going to be missing that next match. We will be watching it. Vincent Company, what he is saying in those post-match conference, he will be speaking about that. But David Upamecano is back in the squad. He is back from the injuries, but not being given 100% fit and not in the first lineup. And Gabriel Vidovic and Rafael Guerrero, as well as Jonas Ulbeek, these three were also not given those opportunities. Jonas Ulbeek is that new goalkeeper for Bayern who is having. That was the lineup from Bayern in those 96 minutes of the Bundesliga round 24, and Bayern with this 3-1 in the second leg against Stuttgart, and in the first leg they have got those 4-0. That was a total of 7-1 this season against Stuttgart. Just one goal from Angelo Stiller. And Stiller is the man from the Bayern Academy itself. He has got a goal. The lame man from Stuttgart who got the goal against Bayern is the man from the Bayern Academy itself, but being sold to Stuttgart. Oh my god. That makes the statement a bit hilarious. But Stuttgart with this lineup, they have got Waldemade, Undav, two strikers, Furyk and Leveling on the wings, Stiller and Carezzo on the mid pitch, but Wagnerman and Mittelstadt on those super back positions. Mittelstadt most of the times wasn't seen much high on the pitch making those crosses, but he was with the likes of Furyk getting past Lammer most of the times. Lammer was making those tackles, but at times he was giving those opportunities. It was the presence of Eric Dyer who was stopping Walter Matt be happening. But the presence of Jels, their centre back, number 29, as well as Chabot. Jels is the man who has been in the squad for the past 3 games for Sebastian Hoeneß Stuttgart, because Demirovic, my mistake, guys. It is the likes of Al Dhakil as well as Sagado, both of them, the centre backs for Stuttgart for a long time, are in injuries. Stuttgart was having that bad moment. And they have got Jels, the young man, into the squad, and Chabot was the man who was there as with him. But Alexander Nobel hasn't proved anything good to be happening for Stuttgart. He is the man, Alexander Nobel, to be talked about from the Bayern Academy itself, and he is on a loan to Stuttgart. He will be back, the next season. But Alexander Nobel hasn't shown a big growth in his character. This man, 28 years of age, will he be the next phase? Because Jonas Ulbeek is there. It is the likes of Daniel Peretz at Bayern, both of them the goalkeeping positions. But Nobel is the man. He will be back from loan the next season. What is that which is going to, Bayern management going to do? And with those contract extension topics about Joshua Kimmich has been given those time, and Bayern management will confirm it that he is going to get those contract extensions or he is going on for a sale. Joshua Kimmich, on the other hand, is on an injury, but he has to make that decision quick enough, and he has to get those contract signings because he is that next captain after Manuel Neuer, and he is also of that age where Joshua Kimmich will be seen. Because to talk about the interest of the different clubs, Manchester City, the difference of PSG, the likes of Barcelona, many other clubs, Liverpool, are getting associated with those rumors, but nothing is going to be true. Joshua Kimmich will get those signings and he will be staying it because he is still now, to be precise, talking about him, he is 30 years of age and he is on the verge of completion of his prime. He will be playing for 1, 2, or 3 years more, but after that, I don't think Joshua Kimmich will get those big numbers talking in, because the maximum of 32 to 33 years you can give your best up to your prime. After that, you have to get those soliciting moments. That is the ugly part of football, which happens at times with those big players. And at 30 years of age, I don't think Joshua Kimmich will get those big moves. But if he is getting it and not signing those, that will be the news. We will be getting those updates soon. No denying the fact. But is he going to be missing the next match? Because yes, he is on a hamstring injury and his expectations are, I mean, a month of time is still there for him to recover. So he will be missing those games against Leverkusen, and Vincent Company, to talk about him, he will have to get the aspects of Goretzka, Pelina, and Pavlovic, the three of the defensive midfield, where they have to get those things happening. I mean, Pavlovic is also in some sort of, I mean, a cold, because at Munich it is still that winter which is persisting, and he is on a cold, suffering from that. He will be back for the game against Leverkusen, will be available. But in the mid pitch, Vincent Company has to bring in Lima, has to bring in Guerrero at times, because Lima and Guerrero playing in the mid pitch box to box at times. If it is Pelina or Pavlovic pairing it with him, and Goretzka another box to box pairing it with the likes of Pelina and Pavlovic. Pelina and Pavlovic staying on those defensive midfields, and the likes of Goretzka, Lima, and Guerrero getting those box to box moments. These opportunities, Vincent Company has to come in playing to get those non-availability of Joshua Kimmich to be happening. Whereas on the super backs, Lima, in place of him, he must go with Stanisic or Hiroki Ito at times. That is what he has to do. But the choice of right back, is that the need of the hour for Vincent Company? What are your opinions about it? Do give us on the chat section. And the poll which were conducted, that yes, those are the votes which we have got, that 125 years Bayern has been getting those victories and we have got those wins. Mia and Mia boys, big hug to all the Bavarians across the globe. And yes, we have done it. But that first half performance was disastrous. I was looking dumbstruck. I was not in my mind. I'm to my view, it was looking that those 125th anniversary celebration, and players were looking drunk on the pitch, not making those passes happening, not making those positions, loosely getting those positions back. That was something I wasn't expecting in the first half. But in the second half, that was a comeback. That was no denying the fact. I mean, Vincent Company just got the hangover of the team in those break in the first half down to their sweat in the second half. And the second half, the boys played tremendously well. It was a tactics which Vincent Company was trying to get those rest to his first starting lineup. What is that? It is something looking like a fishing word, but at the end, it is those three goals which Bayern has got. And in the second leg, I mean, this is the second leg where 3-1 is the scoreline, and in the first leg, it was 4-0. So, all total, Bayern scoring 7 this season against Stuttgart, whereas Stuttgart scoring only 1, and that is from the likes of Bayern Academy, Angelo Stiller, the sole man who got a goal for Stuttgart. That is also the man from Bayern Academy. That is a bit hilarious statement, but in the end, it is Bayern getting those wins. So that is all the end from my side. But tomorrow we'll be having the watch of Napoli and Inter Milan, the big clash happening amongst the top two teams in the Serie A. It will be the late night stream, and it is the Real Madrid and Real Betis, the La Liga clash also going on. I mean, tomorrow we will be having the watch of it, and as well as in the Bundesliga, it is the likes of Bayer Leverkusen against Frankfurt. Bayer Leverkusen will also try to get those 3 points, because Bayern with this win has got 11 points lead against Leverkusen. But if Leverkusen, one match in hand, will get that win, then those point differences will come down to a gap, a difference of 8 points. That is what Leverkusen has to keep in mind if they are going to get those races in the Bundesliga. And after that Bundesliga clash, it is the Champions League where we will be having the clash. It is the likes of Bundesliga derby. I mean, at the Allianz as well as at the Bay Arena, Bayern Munich against Bayern Leverkusen. And on the other hand, in the Champions League, it will be the likes of Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid. Big moments in March. I mean, the Valentine's month, February is over, and in the March again, we are having back-to-back derby matches, those big clashes in the Champions League, in the Bundesliga, in the Serie A, in the La Liga, in the Premier League. And not to talk about the least, it is also the likes of FA Cup round 5, Manchester City going on against Plymouth Angel, the team for their FA Cup round 5. Will that be another disheartening moment for Pep Guardiola's men getting those exits from those big tournaments so early? It is that FA Cup, because in the Premier League they are down to the race, as well as they have got only the hope of FA Cup, and from the Champions League also they have got those exits. And that is all the game which we'll be having the watch along tomorrow. Do get those watch along playlist which has been there, which has been made, and get a notification from there. As well as in the Indian Super League, it is the likes of Mumbai City FC who are going to get those games against Mohan Bagan Super Giants. But Mohan Bagan Super Giants, with 2 games in hand, has already clinched the first spot with so much of point difference against the second spot FC Goa, and 2 games in hand, Mohan Bagan Super Giants have been already awarded that league win, and they have already celebrated. And these 2 games we will be having the watch of in the Indian Super League as well. These are the games which we will be having for tomorrow. But on the likes of Sundays, it is the game of Barcelona and Real Sociedad in the evening, and Manchester United and Fulham late at night, as well as the likes of Milan and Lazio. So all of the games in the Serie A, in the likes of Premier League, in the likes of La Liga, in the likes of Bundesliga, and as well as Champions League and Europa League, we are covering all those. And thank you for giving your votes. And those of you who have given your votes, do pin your names on the comment section, because at the end of this month, March, we will be giving away those 125th anniversary Bayern jerseys to those lucky voters who are giving their votes on the chat section. That is all from my end, and tomorrow we will be again coming up for those watch alongs, and if I get a time, I will do give those 125th celebration of Bayern. A special video is also coming up very soon. Do stay tuned to it, and yes, keep going. Bye bye guys. And the predictions of the big matches which we are having the watch along, give us on the vote sections, and give us those like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye guys, keep going. And yeah, Mia send Mia 125 years of muscle memory and 4 lakh members. That is something which Bayern is proud of, and we are always there for Bayern to get those keep going moments. Keep scoring and keep winning. Keep going guys. Bye bye, good night.